the chlor-alkali process, as it is in the name, it suggests chlor means there will be production of a chlorine gas, that is Cl2. And also by the term alkali we mean that any base which is soluble in water, and the best example for that type of a base is NaOH. So in that chemical reaction, or that in any process where there is production of an alkali, that is NaOH, and production of a chlorine gas, that is Cl2, it is referred to as a chlor-alkali process. Now let us discuss a basic chemical equation of this reaction. So in this reaction we have aqueous solution of a salt, and because the salt is Na, the salt must have Na, that is the salt will be NaCl. So the aqueous solution will contain NaCl salt dissolved with water, and when this salt is dissolved in water and with the help of electricity, that means we are supplying electricity. The use of supplying electricity is that both these reactants will decompose into the respective ions, and when they decompose into respective ions, these ions will combine together to form different products, and those products will be an alkali, that is NaOH, hydrogen gas and chlorine gas. Because there is production of chlorine gas and an alkali, it is referred to as the chlor-alkali process, and it is always done in the presence of electricity. Now let us discuss how these reactants or how these products are formed from the dissociation of the reactants. So if we have NaCl, that means we will have ions like Na positive and Cl negative. In the case of water, we will have ions like H positive, OH negative. Now when this positive part combined with this negative part, we will get NaOH. So Na positive plus OH negative combine together to form NaOH. Similarly, if we have Cl negative combining with Cl negative atom of other type of, or we can say when there are two atoms combining together of chlorine, we will get chlorine molecule, which is the chlorine gas. Similarly is the setup for the generation of hydrogen gas, that is when two atoms of H positive combine together, they will result into the formation of hydrogen gas, and all the gases are diatomic, hence it is Cl2 and H2. So when we have discussed the chemical equation and how the reactants dissociate into formation of ions and how these ions combine together to form different products, we will now see the setup for this type of a chemical reaction. Now in the setup, we will have a beaker. In this beaker, we will have two electrodes. Basically, the two electrodes will have positive and the negative terminal. It is very similar to that of electrolysis. Now when these two electrodes, they will be connected to an electric switch. So this is how an battery is connected, and with the battery we have a switch. Now when this switch is in off position, that means there is no electricity present in this solution, and when the switch is in on position, that means the two terminals are connected. Now the electricity will pass through the solution, and this solution will be actually NaCl and H2O. That means it will be an aqueous solution of the sodium chloride. Now you can clearly see that this is the positive terminal, because in the cell or in the battery we have two terminals. This is the positive and this is the negative. The positive terminal is connected to this cathode, or we can say connected to this electrode. The negative is connected to this electrode. That means the positive is connected to the anode and negative is connected to the cathode. Hence this is referred to as the cathode and this is referred to as the anode. Now you can clearly see that if we have chlorine gas, that is it is formed from Cl negative. This negative is attracted towards the positive part. The positive is actually the anode. So anode is positive, cathode is negative. That means all the Cl ions will deposit at the anode and Cl2 gas will be released from the anode. Similarly, if we have H positive, because it has positive sign, it will be attracted towards the negative sign. That means all the H positive will be deposited at the cathode. So here there will be liberation of the hydrogen gas. This is how we can clearly see that how the two gases are separated, one at the anode and other at the cathode. You can always write these two names in the chemical equation as well. Like if we have the chemical equation consisting of NaCl plus H2O giving us NaOH, H2 and Cl2. Now you can see that H2 is liberated at the cathode. So you can always write cathode below the H2 gas, and you can write anode below the Cl2 gas. So till now we have discussed in detail about the chemical equation, the different products, how they are formed, and of course the setup. This setup consists of the liquid NaCl combining with hydrogen gas. We have two electrodes, one positive and negative, determining to the point which electrode is connected to the positive terminal of the cell and the negative terminal of the cell. So let us now discuss more about the concept on the chlor-alkali process. Now when we are discussing the chlor-alkali process, as we have discussed the chemical equation, now we will discuss the various uses of the products or of the byproducts. So the first product was hydrogen gas, then we have chlorine gas, and then we have sodium hydroxide. We will discuss the uses of these three products one by one. So let us first take the case of hydrogen gas. So whenever there is production of hydrogen gas, or the uses of hydrogen gas can be, the best use is in the manufacturing of fuels, or it can be used as fuels. So fuels are actually those substances which are burnt, and when they are burnt they produce high amount of energy and high amount of heat. So those substances which produce huge amount of heat and energy are referred to as fuels, and hydrogen is almost the best or the ideal fuel available. The next use of hydrogen can be in the manufacture of ammonia. Because the chemical symbol or chemical name of ammonia is NH3, the chemical formula is NH3. So when nitrogen combines with the atmospheric hydrogen, it results into the formation of ammonia. And this ammonia is basically very helpful for the production of good quality crops. These were the two important uses of hydrogen. Now next we will discuss the uses of chlorine. So when we talk about the chlorine gas or the chlorine atoms, the best use is as a disinfectant. So when we have drinking water, or we have water in the swimming pool, or in any other type of a vessel, if there are presence of certain microorganisms or bacteria or any other harmful substances, that substances can be damaged or killed with the help of chlorine gas. So it is basically useful for a disinfectant substance to destroy the germs and the bacteria present in water. Also the use of chlorine is in the manufacture of pesticides. Because in the case of pesticides, these are sprayed on the field or on the crops so that the pest which grows along the crop are killed. Because if the pests are not killed, they will actually harm the crop. So when it contains disinfectant properties, it actually kills those pests or those certain types of organisms which are present in the field and will destroy the crop. The next or the last product is the NaOH. So NaOH, as we all know, is a base. So all bases are basically soapy to touch. As we have discussed in the properties of bases, you can always refer to a video on the bases and different properties of bases. Now when we talk about the NaOH, and it is actually a base, so it is used in the manufacturing of soaps and detergents. The best use in the soaps and detergents manufacturing. Also it is used in the manufacture of paper or pulp. These are the two important uses of NaOH, and then we have discussed the two very important uses of hydrogen, chlorine, and obviously the NaOH. So this was the complete concept on the chlor-alkali process. We have discussed the chemical equation, then we have discussed the various reactants and the products, and how these reactants break their bonds to form other type of substances known as the products. And in the end, we have discussed the setup, which consists of we can say a metal beaker or a vessel in which we have sodium chloride and water, and also we have two electrodes, the cathode and the anode. So this was the complete concept on the chloralkali process.